Hello and welcome to Vietnam Today. I'm Hải Yến and now let's check out headlines for this hour. Now Vietnam-Singapore cherish growing 50-year ties. Remarkable progress made on Sustainable Development Goals. Exporting Mid-Autumn Festival mooncakes in Vietnam. Now, Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong arrived in Hanoi on Sunday afternoon, starting his 3-day visit to Vietnam at the invitation of his Vietnamese counterpart Phạm Minh Chính. His official visit to Vietnam is a highlight of the 50th anniversary of Vietnam and Singapore diplomatic relations and the 10th anniversary of the two countries' strategic partnership.
Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong is expected to hold meetings with Vietnamese leaders and witness the signing of documents between the two countries. Vietnam and Singapore established diplomatic relations in 1973 and elevated the relationship to a strategic partnership in 2013. Singapore is Vietnam's leading economic partner in the region. The two countries are always in the group of each other's 15 largest trading partners, with Vietnam now being Singapore's 12th largest trade partner and Singapore being Vietnam's 15th. Singapore ranks first in ASEAN and second globally when it comes to investments in Vietnam, with 3,273 projects and a total capital of $73.4 billion.
Now, Vietnam has made remarkable progress in terms of meeting the Sustainable Development Goals, but more work is needed in a number of areas, such as resolving hunger, providing healthcare and education, gender equality, renewable energy, labor, productivity.
In 2023, the voluntary national reviews highlighted Vietnam's significant strides in areas like poverty reduction, provision of clean water, infrastructure development, social equality, institutional reforms, and bolstering international partnerships. However, there remain persistent challenges such as addressing hunger, improving healthcare and education provisions, advancing gender equality, harnessing renewable energy, enhancing labor productivity, and tackling environmental concerns.
We have energy transition, the Just Energy Transition Partnership, a very strong commitment to digital transformation, a national roadmap for food systems transformation, transformations required in education, as well as social protection and decent jobs. So Vietnam is in a good position to convey to the world that they are part of the leaders who will be helping to reinvigorate the momentum for the SDGs.
As I mentioned before, we have been assisting Vietnam in this process for a long time now. We have a portfolio in our bilateral economic cooperation of more than 1 billion euros. That we invest in different areas.
The seminar's attendees agreed that to realize the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, there's a strong emphasis on involving all stakeholders and fostering collaborations with global partners.
Now, China accelerates investment in Vietnam. Exporting Mid-Autumn Festival mooncakes in Vietnam. Now, surpassing Japan, China now ranks third among the countries and territories with significant investment in Vietnam since the beginning of the year.
Data from the Foreign Investment Agency at the Ministry of Planning and Investment reveals that between January and July, Chinese investors registered over $2.33 billion in Vietnam, ranking third among foreign investors. Moreover, with the number of new projects put into consideration, China holds the top rank with a total of 325. Despite challenges posed by COVID-19, China continues to register considerable investment in Vietnam. Vietnam is seeing strong inflows of capital from Western Europe and North America into chip production and renewable energy development, heard the Vietnam Industrial Property Forum held in Ho Chi Minh City. Apart from Vietnam's traditional investment sources like Northeast Asia and Singapore, investors from Germany, the Netherlands, France, Spain, and North America have been pouring capital into the country's renewable energy sector. The shift in investment sources has followed the commitment made by the Vietnamese government at the COP26 to achieving net zero emissions by 2050.
Now, mooncake season has begun in Ho Chi Minh City. This year, besides those traditional flavors, mooncakes are also varied with the combination of diverse domestic and foreign ingredients, not only creating a novelty in consumption, but also for export.
A unique batch of mooncakes combining the red flesh of Vietnam's dragon fruit and the cranberry filling with American cheese is being released. About 10,000 boxes of American Vietnamese flavored cakes will be launched to serve this year's mid-autumn season. Our last year's sale was 1.8 million pieces. This year's 2.5 million pieces. We've always been researching new things to satisfy customers' taste. The mooncake market in Ho Chi Minh City has started since the beginning of the 7th lunar month with relatively conservative purchasing power given the difficult economic situation. Therefore, the race to create newness and diversity in both taste and price, coupled with food safety assurance, is a strategy to both keep market share and diversify customers.
That we can continue to develop more product using California cream cheese and of course blueberry. We have been working very hard to develop more and more flavor in the mooncake. A while ago, Chef Cao just told me that maybe next year he will use the apple.
Traditional Vietnamese mooncakes are delicious, but can be a bit bolder for American consumers. Therefore, incorporating American agricultural products and flavors into mooncakes will open many opportunities. Association to introduce Vietnamese products to the U.S.
And that's the end of today's bulletin. Thanks for your watching and see you.